Hey, I'm Matt. From Matt Lane Fitness.
Matt Lane Fitness.
Today I'm super fired up because we're gonna review a movie that just came out. It's a sequel to Supersize Me, which is my favorite documentary ever. Morgan Spurlock did the movie Supersize Me. It came out well over 10 years ago, and it was the first documentary that I ever felt like truly addressed the problem of the Western food supply. Just how corrupt it is and how many shortcuts are taken, and it just makes me sick. Hi everyone, it's Edit Matt. I want to clarify something. I haven't seen that many documentaries. However, this documentary was very impactful to me. It just makes me sick. He's the first person that's truly addressed it and then offered options on what to do, how to fix it. And he was responsible for having the supersize option taken away. So I had to do a little Googling on this, and apparently Walt Riker, a spokesman for McDonald's, gave only one reason during a brief statement to CBS. According to him, the driving force here was a menu simplification. I think that's bullcrap. He came out with a sequel called Supersize Me 2.
Holy chicken.
The only thing I remember from the first Supersize Me was that song that they sing. Kentucky Fried Chicken
and a Pizza Hut. Yep.
A Pizza Hut.
Unfortunately, the people that they were asking about it, they knew that, but they didn't know the national anthem.
Holy chicken.
Basically, it looks like he makes his own chicken joint and tries to do it legitimately and goes through the whole nine. I'm a health nut. My wife Jenna is here with us. She's also into this fitness thing. Holden is the type of person that could really give a crap. So I wanted to get multiple points of view.
I do care. I do. But I'm like most people. I represent the common man.
I just wanted to have a multiverse of opinions here. Bree, you think you're sort of in the same boat as Holden? What do you think your way out here?
I'm trying, okay?
Okay, so she's right alongside with Holden. Before we get into this video, be sure to hit the notification bell.
Ding!
That way you'll be notified every time Matt uploads new content.
Without further ado, let's dive into this.
Academy Award nominee, Best Documentary, Supersize Me.
Well, there is a new restaurant to cluck about.
It's going to be a chicken restaurant.
Are you a documentary filmmaker?
I am.
Gotcha. Give me a little bit of time here and I'll give you a call back.
Clearly, if I'm going to do this, God damn it, I'll need to find a way around Big Chicken.
If a chicken is cage-free, what does that mean?
Cage-free. We consider that misleading. Meat chickens in the United States have never been raised in cages. Some things, like humane, they allow the producer to define the claims.
So now my free-range, cage-free, no hormones added, humanely raised, 100% natural chickens can get
The USDA's seal of approval. Some pretty good bullshit right there.
This chicken, just like God made him. That chicken.
Just like Dr. God made it.
Yes.
The tournament system is a merit-based competition that pits farmers like Jonathan against other growers.
Nothing we say counts. We have no input, no say. They can pick the bad flocks of chicks, bring them to your farm, and you won't do very well. 11 out of 11. I'm bottom on the ranking system. Doesn't make sense. I had the largest chicken on the sheet.
Is the company trying to send you a message?
Sounds like it. They may have found out about what we're doing now.
And the USDA, there's no funding. They can't afford to test anything, so they don't. If you vouch for its safety, we're good. You know, they rubber stamp it.
So when people say, we're only selling people what they want, is that true?
It's absolutely true.
So we're at this point in the movie that he's opened up his restaurant, and it's literally giving me goosebumps of how much he's taking a swing at Tyson and all the major industries and just pointing the finger. It feels really good.
After watching fast food business continue to grow, seeing how these companies say that they're changing, that they're becoming more healthy, that they're becoming everything we wanted them to be, and every year these chains continue to sell us the same tired food, only now with new and improved marketing and spin.
We just finished it. Holden, first First thoughts, response?
I thought it was good. I really like how Morgan Spurlock is such a smart ass like me.
Yeah.
So I was really able to relate to him on that level.
Yeah, for sure.
No, it brings to light how all these labelings are just a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, 1000%.
And like, what are you supposed to buy? Because everything is Tyson. Everything is whatever.
That's true.
Great question, Bree. This very question sent me down a rabbit hole. For about 2 months after we shot this video, I went down this rabbit hole of vegetarianism, veganism, just trying different things because I was running away from this chicken industry and ultimately this meat industry. I realized that going that opposite direction, going down veganism, vegetarianism, it just wasn't for me. And I found typically that there's 3 reasons that people go vegan or vegetarianism or run away from this standard American diet. And it's 1, religion, or the belief that you don't want to murder animals, which I get it, I can get on board with that. 2, it's environmental, which I understand that piece too. And 3, it's because of their own body, they just don't function well, they don't like eating meat. The 3rd one is not me. I function well with meat. The second one with the environmental, I was like, yeah, that makes total sense. I can get on board with that and the whole not murdering animals thing. I'm not crazy about that either. But through all the homework that I did, I'm going to suggest a podcast by Joe Rogan. He had a trained professional talking about this topic. It really opened my eyes to both sides. There's arguments on both sides of this. And at the end of the day, I think what the point is your local butcher is what you need to shoot for. Support your local economy and go for a local butcher. And that's going to slowly turn the tide. If we all do that, can you imagine what would happen? We could stop these big chains and big corporations and support the local economy. I'm not saying that this butcher shop option is the absolute end-all be-all, but I think it's an awesome step. And for me and my life, this is what makes the most sense to me. I visited the butcher shop in Pensacola, which is the leading local butcher shop. It was an awesome place. It was clean. The staff was really nice and helpful. The owner was super cool. I really enjoy this, and this is what I'm going to use moving forward when it comes to me buying meat. I'm not going to use the big chains that you've seen me use in the previous videos. I'm sort of drawing a line in the sand here.
What you don't want to support them, but then again, you want to eat.
Yeah, those are your only options, really.
Yeah. Watching this documentary, like, I had legitimate physical repercussions from watching this. Like, my hands are still sweating, my feet are sweating. I stood up, I had to walk around. I felt so physically uncomfortable. I felt anxious the entire time. It was a great documentary, but it was the information behind it. The first Supersize Me really concentrated on the fast food restaurant and how fraudulent and just terrible advertising and lies. But we have the option to not eat there. You think, all right, well, we'll just meal prep like I always talk about and then go buy your food from the supermarket. But Supersize Me 2 really dug into the entire chicken chain, the entire food industry, and it just makes me feel so sick that no matter, like y'all said, no matter which way we turn, our hands are just cuffed. This is like the only thing, the only bit of power that I feel we have to start turning the tide, because big chicken or these big corporations, they are so big that, you know, it takes such a united front, and people like Morgan in these documentaries. And the fact that he's actually opening these and keeping them running, I thought this was sort of like maybe gonna be like a week-long gimmick of a restaurant, but apparently these are gonna be real restaurants that are ongoing.
I feel like there's a lot of information here that I was already aware of, though. Like, I already knew about Tyson being corrupt and knew about a lot of the BS about free range and all natural and stuff, so none of that was really new to me. But I guess it was cool seeing more of like the farmers' perspectives themselves. I mean, I know that I was always under the impression that there was like those big farms or whatever where, you know, the chickens were caged inside really cramped spaces, but there were a few exceptions, you know, these independent farmers, and really that's not so much the case, because all the farmers are under the umbrella of Tyson, or under the umbrella of one of those 5 big chicken corporations.
I think that's why I feel so sick. Like, there was one point where one of the farmers, like, he started to break down and cry during the documentary.
He was when he was suing Tyson.
Yeah, and it just, like, you can just tell that, like, he wants out of it, but he's so invested, like, he can't.
These companies have their thumb on these people, and they know it. What's sad about it is the growers know it too.
I don't want anybody to live like I do.
How is that?
Well, I mean, it's just not worth it. This is life I wish nobody had to do.
They talked about that guy who used to work at Tyson constantly keeping the farmers in debt. When they want to renew their contract, they have to spend $80,000 on certain upgrades and whatever else to keep them in this cycle.
Yeah.
Tyson is controlling family farmers, and that's probably what hits me the hardest. Tyson and other integrators will force upgrades as a control mechanism to keep people under their thumb.
I think it was a fantastic documentary. Thank you, Morgan, for doing this. It's fantastic. I think things like this is, again, what really will be the only thing that can change the tide, and I think it will take a long time, but yeah, I guess that's it. You don't have to be perfect at this corruption thing. Just try to be better than yesterday. Every day.
Wow.
That's pretty good. Thanks, guys. Oh, God. I want to take a shower.